welcome back to Noise Pollution once again. Because
Hi, everybody.
we do daily videos, but this one is another video about Doctor Who. Now, the way things are going, we probably won't be doing a lot more videos about Doctor Who because he seems to be kind of canceled. But I'll get
Well,
into this. Doctor Who collapse, woke fans join the backlash. And what this is about, we've all been displeased with the direction of Doctor Who with this get the name right, Shudi Gatwa, and the director I'll get to in a minute. They've been taken in a very bad direction, so bad. Okay, Doctor Who is suffering its worst ratings in the show's 60-plus-year history. There's all kinds of controversy surrounding the star Shudi Gatwa, and I don't know how they get Shudi out of Nakuti, but okay, whatever. Shudi Gatwa, whether he's leaving, been fired, or something else entirely. Showrunner Russell T Davies completely sold out. I can agree with that, but sold out to who? I mean, would he have taken this direction without Disney money? I mean, do you think he would have went all in even if he didn't have the Disney money?
I don't think so. I mean, I think he wouldn't have went near as far as he did without it because he would need funds.
Well, it says he more than doubled down on the woke content when he got the Disney money, which, I had not even read this line until then. It was just where my mind immediately went. The Disney money is what I thought they were speaking on, and turns out they were. So it is true he ran this through the David Tennant years, which the show was good then. I mean, I even liked the show, and I'm not generally into things like that, but I liked the show. Probably because of the nostalgia. I watched it when I was a kid when Tom Baker was the doctor, and then I was like, oh, this show's back. I'm gonna check it out, right? And I was like, hey, it's good. It was good. It was that much emphasis on the was word.
It went, it was good, and then it just went insane.
So
It just,
the
I don't,
David Tennant years, it claims here, brought 10 times the audience. So once Disney entered the picture, it went so ultra woke that the woke fans are complaining. Seriously.
okay, but how bad does it have to be to get the woke fans complaining about it? I mean,
Well, I don't know why, by what measures here that they're calling them woke, but I think the article speaks for itself. Even left leaning fans say new Doctor Who is unwatchable. So it is not going to renew for a third season. I don't know how they're counting the seasons there because it's more than a third. But again, I don't know by whatever method they're counting. But a Doctor Who fan Doctor Who fan on X posted audio, which it does not include the audio on this web page. And I'm like, then why even say that, right? But okay. From what appears to be a recent BBC radio show where they discuss Doctor Who, they're all admitted leftists and liberals, and they can't stand Davies' new Who. So they are self-professed leftists and liberals. So goes on to say here, BBC radio host says Doctor Who has become intolerant. Intolerant to who? Anybody is not on that hard, far, radical side of things, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's because if he said intolerable, I'm like, okay, I'd agree with that. But intolerant to what? Intolerant to who? Clearly, I know an answer for this, but I mean, what did he mean by it?
yeah.
So it goes on. One of the radio hosts brings up a text she received from a friend, Andy, in quotes, Andy, who's a self-admitted leftist with gay and trans friends. Andy says he can't stand the new Doctor Who. He says, quote, I'm a guy who considers himself on the left. Most of my friends are women. Some are trans, some are gay. But even I cringe watching an episode of Doctor Who. It's no longer a family show about space and time travel. Hasn't been for a long time. It's literally a bunch of memes telling us white straight men are the source. Yes, us white straight men are the source of all evil in the universe. And yes, that is exactly what they're doing. It's aimed at 12-year-old girls, but watched by a declining number of people over the age of 40. If Doctor Who is dying, it's because the BBC has killed it. Okay. He thinks it's aimed at 12-year-old girls. I think it's aimed at 30 and 40-year-old LGBTQ men. I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's just my honest take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I don't think a 12-year-old girl would watch the new Doctor Who at all.
But it was, in the Tennant days, and then the Doctor after him, the one with a bow tie, and it was popular amongst girls then.
Yeah.
I guess they thought these actors were cute or whatever, and it was a soft enough story that it could appeal to children. But it also appealed to longtime fans. But what they're doing now, I can't see it. No, I can't see a pre-teen girl be like, "Oh yeah, I want to watch it." Like, unless they are by far long-term and activist already, which I can imagine they exist, but it still wouldn't be the mainstay of them.
Well, I mean, I think it was more geared to try to uh, sway their views on the world, as far as sway their views on the LGBTQ community
Well,
and all that kind of stuff.
Sure, no doubt about that. The problem is the only people watching are the ones who don't need swayed to that point of view, which is why it's failing so bad now, worse than it has in 60 plus years. So
Yeah, that's true.
BBC host says Doctor Who feels like a lecture, not entertainment. Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to come up with this, but I'm glad someone is saying it. Someone that they don't consider internet trolls and incels and blah 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 blah. Right? I mean, after all, Elijah here is of that community, even though not supportive of all the stuff that they do, but she is of that community, and
That is
she
true.
doesn't like the direction that they have brought this in.
No, I do not. And I'm going to tell you something else. There's a lot of other gay people that don't like it either. The regular, normal, logical gay person thinks all this stuff is stupid.
The host then talked about Doctor Who and pointed out that they recently watched 20 minutes or so and noticed the diversity in quotes, because it's like so much diversity. They also say how fans likely feel alienated as they cannot relate to the episodes. Sometimes it does feel like you are being lectured to, said one of the hosts. Okay. Another added, she never watches the show and only does so when she has to, which drew a big laugh from everyone when she has to.
Why would she have to?
That's what I'm wondering. That's why I had to read it twice. But okay, but carrying on. Sometimes it does feel like you're being lectured to. I've said exactly the same thing as Andy. So he's not imagining it. He's not alone, she said. So this is a female perspective here. I've always wondered, how do you keep making a show if it's just lecturing people and not giving us the time travel space nonsense? Okay. They're absolutely right. But time travel nonsense. I actually liked it when they put some science in the show, when it came together logically, at least pseudoscience, not pure fiction fantasy, with none of the science aspects. So they may look at it like time travel space nonsense. And I look at it like time travel space pseudoscience, imagination possibility that is within the realms of logic. That was just how I looked at it anyway.
Well, my whole thing about that train of thought is everything at some point was nonsense. sci-fi nonsense until it became reality.
Well,
So, you know,
some things remain sci-fi nonsense. I'm saying if they keep a vein of it within science, if they're trying to make a coherent story that kind of, by some stretch of the imagination, still fits with science, which they are currently not doing in the least. But at one point in time, they at least made an attempt to do so.
yeah. Well, I can remember seeing the first few episodes of Doctor Who, and it was educational. It's
So, yeah, it was. It originally started as out as an educational show. How long they tried to carry that on, I can't say, but yes, it did start that way. Now it's become a lecturing, political show. The BBC just blasted Doctor Who on live radio for being too woke and alienating older fans of the show when they are created and, sponsored and hosted by the BBC, which is, I don't know how you would word it, a state run thing. So it is odd that one of their official people went, it's too much. We can't watch it.
that's bad. That's real bad. But I hate to see the franchise pass away, you know, because it's been such a long running, it's a cult classic.
I see what you mean and I agree. But once you ruin something to that degree, there's no coming back from it. There's just, it's like, oh, it's good again. I don't care. What you did tainted it. Just
Yeah,
know.
I mean, that's like what they've done with Star Wars. I can't. I can't watch Star Wars anymore. You know. Now, if it's the first couple of movies, then yeah.
Yeah, but even then, it's in your mind where they
Yeah.
took it to.
Yeah,
Now,
it's there.
Disney is a franchise wrecking machine these days. Everything it touches, they're just dragging it down. Even if they started out good, but then they're like, nope, we can't have this success. We can't keep it good. No, we can't do this. But anyway, I want to know, all of you out there, what your thoughts are on this. I'd be interested to know. So would Elijah here. So let us know.
Yeah. But
Doctor Who, too woke for the woke. Okay,
it's got to be really bad to be too woke for the woke.
Look, we're out for now. We'll still have daily videos, and we're live twice a week. Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and Thursday night, same time. Thursdays is more of a hangout show, while Mondays, current plan will be more of a covering topic show. So catch us then. For now, we're out.